It's April 2002 in Melbourne, Australia. I was a student at the time at the Rabbinical College of Australia, New Zealand, and Sydney. All of my family was flying over to Australia for the wedding. I was incredibly excited. There's a very large shul in Melbourne called the Caulfield Synagogue. At the time, they were in between rabbis, and they asked my father to speak. That Shabbos, there was a large bar mitzvah in the shul, and usually the rabbi addresses the bar mitzvah boy during the sermon. The rabbi knows the boy. The rabbi studied with the boy. Perhaps the rabbi even prepared the bar mitzvah boy for the bar mitzvah. But my father has to speak. He never met the boy. He doesn't know anything about the boy. What could he possibly say? So my father starts talking about the Torah portion, which is the Torah portion of Vayikra, the Torah portion of this week. The theme, the topic of the Torah portion is bringing sacrifices in the temple. Now, while we have not brought sacrifices into the temple for over 2,000 years, nevertheless, the concept and the idea of a sacrifice is relevant today and incredibly relevant for a bar mitzvah boy. Because what does it mean to bring a sacrifice? To bring a sacrifice means to give up something that's meaningful to you, that's valuable for you, for a greater purpose. Now, for a bar mitzvah boy, in order to prepare for the bar mitzvah, you have to give up time with your friends. You have to give up time playing sports. Two of the greatest Jewish football players of all time, the brothers Jeff and Mitchell Schwartz, one of them just won the Super Bowl with the Kansas City Chiefs. They have said that their parents would not allow them to play football until they completed their bar mitzvah lessons. For a bar mitzvah boy to be successful, to do well, to achieve at his bar mitzvah, the bar mitzvah boy has to sacrifice. But the message, my father said, is not only for the bar mitzvah, but the bar mitzvah boy has to take this message into the rest of his life. Because if the bar mitzvah boy wants to be successful in school, you're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have to give up some time playing on your computer to do well in school. If you're going to want to have good relationships with your family as an adult, you're going to have to give up your cell phone at dinner times with the family. If you're going to want to have success in Judaism, if you want to have a rich, spiritual, satisfying life, yes, you're going to have to give up sleeping late and make sure that you're able to go to shul. This message of sacrifice I find incredibly relevant today, because we're not just being asked to sacrifice today as individuals, but we're being asked to have a national sacrifice. Due to the pandemic of coronavirus, in order to prevent its spread, so many of us are asked to sacrifice. Many of us are not able to go to work. There are people who are losing their jobs. There are people whose income is shrinking by the day. Kids are no longer able to go to school. We're not able to socialize, and we're not even able to go to shul to daven. The holiday of Pesach is right around the corner. Each of us are confined to our homes. We're not able to celebrate Pesach together with our family, with our loved ones, with our friends the way that we normally would. But why are we doing this? We are sacrificing in order to save lives. We're asked to sacrifice. We're asked to stay home, literally in order to save lives. So it's incredible divine providence that on a week where we read the Torah portion that discusses sacrifices, that we're all asked to sacrifice. And just as it says in the Torah that the sacrifices resulted in a pleasing fragrance, a pleasing aroma for God, God should see the sacrifice that all of us are making, and that we're making for the benefit of each other because of our care and our concern for each other. And our sacrifice should be pleasing before God. And he should grant us all immediate and quick healing and an end to this coronavirus. But it's critical that we don't forget the message of sacrifice once the coronavirus is over. But I think perhaps a more appropriate word would be not sacrifice with its negative connotations, but we have to use the word invest. If we want to achieve, if we want to be successful, if we want to be healthy, we're not sacrificing, we're not giving up. Rather, we're investing in a better, more healthy, and a positive future. If we want to have successful relationships, we need to invest in those relationships. Yes, we have to give up our cell phone at the dinner table. Yes, we may have to give up watching certain sports events. But imagine the payoff that there's going to be with stronger family relationships. We have to invest in our Judaism if we want to be successful. It may result in sleeping a little less to give us more time to go to the minyan, to give us more time to put on tefillin, to give us more time to pray. But imagine the payoff that there's going to be invaluable. We have to invest in our Torah study. Yes, it may mean giving up some time, but imagine the payoff. It's going to be invaluable. We have to invest in kosher. We have to invest in Shabbos. Imagine the payoff that there's going to be when we see generations of Jews following in our footsteps, knowledgeable, happy, and proud. So the message that we have to take is don't sacrifice, invest. Imagine the payoff and the nachas. Have a wonderful, healthy, meaningful, relaxed, and inspiring Shabbos.